So we just left Copenhagen Airport. A nice little surprise. They upgraded our economy car to a fancy BMW, so lots of leg room for Rob. And now we're heading off to our first destination for the evening. It's not a cold day, but it's kind of cloudy and misty. But we're excited. Here we go. When we were planning this trip, we had decided that we wanted to stay off the highways and drive through the country, so most of our accommodations were booked at B&Bs on farms or cottages in the country, and that way you get to see the real Denmark. We also wanted to do this because we knew that it's a great way to meet the local people and connect. Now, in saying that, we got horribly lost the first night and ended up driving around in the fields and ended up at some random farmhouse that was not where we were staying. But eventually we found our B&B and we were happy to get in the bed and eat some snacks we'd bought along the road. Beautiful farm in the country. The following morning we set off to the northwest coast because we wanted to go and see this historic lighthouse, and there's quite a story behind it. So it was about a 2.5k hike to get there. You can't ride bikes or anything because it's all to protect the environment, but it was a pleasant walk. A bit rough once you got to the dunes. You were climbing over dunes and it was windy, but so worth it. Beautiful, beautiful landscape. The lighthouse was built in the late 1800s, but because of the coastal erosion, it was expected that the tower was going to fall into the sea by 2023. So the local government made a plan to move it back 70 meters. They built this special rail system, hoisted this thing, which weighs 720 tons, onto this rail system and moved it back 70 meters. So now they are confident that it will still be standing in 2060. Quite a major thing. Evidently, you can drive your car on the beach on this particular section, so we weren't going to miss the opportunity to take the BMW for a spin. A little bit of a slippy and slidey, but it was a lot of fun. Great experience. So yeah, move over, Michael Schumacher. Just north of Locken, along the beach, is the Coastal Battery, and it was absolutely fascinating to visit this place and see all the bunkers from World War II that the Germans had built during World War II when they were occupying Denmark. And apparently over the years, because of coastal erosion, the sea has washed up and taken like 90 meters, and these bunkers were sitting another 20 meters above the ocean on a ridge, and they have since washed down. And it was kind of creepy and eerie and fascinating to walk around and see these huge cement bunkers all strewn along the beach. Definitely a highlight of the trip. We loved wandering through the historic district on these original, amazing old cobblestone streets. And one of the great things about traveling places off-season is there's not a lot of tourists. So we pretty much had and it was late in the day this day. It was Rob's birthday, by the way. And so we pretty much had the old town to ourselves, and we wandered around. And Rob held on to the pastries. We found this amazing bakery, and no birthday cake, but we bought pastries. But just a beautiful look into the history of this little town, and everything's so clean. And then you walk over a few blocks and there's the modern city, also immaculate, clean, gorgeous. Just really, really very enjoyable. I think this farm ended up being our favorite place to stay. It was such a beautifully maintained and restored old farm. The owner was telling us that the building dates back to early 1700s, and wherever possible they've kept as much of the original as they could. One wing they converted into an apartment which they rent out, and they live in the other section. And we just loved this courtyard. It was just, and this was in the autumn, so still very beautiful. And then that night the aurora just stunned us. Well, it was early hours of the morning, started off on a pale pink and just got darker and more intense. So it was just a special night. We ended up traveling this bridge quite a few times on this trip, and it's this incredible structure that links Copenhagen to the Danish mainland.